Hey everyone on The Real Sports Talk. Hey all y'all fans out there that love to watch our videos. What's good on the internet? What's good in sports and in life? My name is Akeem Balaam and I'm giving you my World Baseball Classic preview, the first of many videos that will be coming here on The Real Sports Talk's YouTube page here as we go through the month of March, all about the World Baseball Classic. And of course, and for anybody that remembers the past couple WBCs, Japan has won both of them ever since this thing debuted back in 2006. Japan has been the eventual victor in both of those particular classics, and they're in Pool A along with China, Cuba, and Brazil. Now it looks like that the way that it's set up is that Japan is going to be favored to get out of Pool A. Now, you know, once pool play ends and once tournament play starts to begin, Japan is going to be favored to get out of that bracket. And everybody in Japan, I imagine, is going to be following Masahiro Tanaka, their ace pitcher, who they're really branding as their ace. You know, he's pitched for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, and there's a lot really that, you know, there's a lot that it looks like that he's really going to be their ace as they go through this tournament. Kind of the way that back in 2009, Yu Darvish, who is currently, of course, on the Texas Rangers, that he was when he was on that 2009 team that won in that season. So certainly a lot of expectation, of course, on Japan to once again repeat, as possibly they could become three-time World Baseball Classic champions. They're certainly, of course, since they have won in 2009 and since they have won in 2006, they're certainly one of the favorites to. They're certainly the favorite to get out of Pool A, and certainly one of the favorites to win this whole thing once again. But we know, of course, just by watching Major League Baseball, that with all the talent that comes out of Cuba, you cannot discount Cuba as a possibility to maybe even upset Japan and possibly emerge as one of the Final Four. Coming out of Pool A. So right now I'm picking Japan to come out of Pool A, but I think Cuba is going to give them a pretty good run for their money as this World Baseball Classic continues to go on. On to Pool B, which features Korea, the Netherlands, Australia, and what they call in international play Chinese Taipei, which automatically, whenever I hear that name, Chinese Taipei, that's a come again moment for me personally. They're Taiwan as far as I'm concerned, but certainly that country, along with Australia, Netherlands, and Korea, will be in Group B. And one thing about Korea this year is that, you know, one of the expected players that you think would be on Korea is Shin-Soo Choo. And Shin-Soo Choo, who plays for the Cincinnati Reds, he is not going to be on the Korean squad, which really, when you look at a lot of these, and this is happening throughout, you know, this is really happening throughout with all of these teams because it's lining up with spring training. I mean, Grant Balfour and Travis Blackley, they're not going to be on the Australia team. Shin-Soo Choo is not going to be on the Korean team. And I remember what happened with the Netherlands back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, when they had that huge upset victory over the Dominican Republic, which nobody at that time saw coming. But going back to the whole Shin-Soo Choo thing, and also what's happening with Grant Balfour in Australia, that really, in my opinion, is a huge byproduct of the fact that this thing is so poorly scheduled. I mean, putting this thing right in line practically with Major League Baseball spring training really brings down in a lot of ways the overall quality of this thing. Now, I still think that the 2013 World Baseball Classic is going to be very exciting to watch, but the fact that a lot of Major League players aren't going to be in it because they're trying to do spring training, it certainly brings down the quality of play somewhat. But even with all that, Korea may wind up facing a pretty tough road to get out of Pool play, but right now I still have Korea getting out of Pool B and advancing, but that's just my opinion. I'm wondering what is yours. On to Pool C, and there's going to be, of course, because of the particular teams in this particular pool, there are going to be more recognizable Major League Baseball players that you may know from the major leagues. It features Venezuela, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and La España, also known as Spain. Now, right now, Venezuela is being looked at by most prognosticators as the favorite. Currently, they're ranked 8th in the IBAF. I mean, they got a lot of major, big-time Major League Baseball talent on this team. I mean, Carlos Zambrano's on the team, Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda, he's on the team, Marco Scudero, he's on this team as well, Elvis Andrus, Asdrubal Cabrera. So there is a lot of Major League talent, of course, on this Venezuela team, and they're the only one right now in Pool C, which will be emanating from San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Venezuela, out of all these teams, they're the only one in Pool C that is ranked in the top 10, I believe. Puerto Rico is number 12, I think. The Dominican Republic right now is number 13, and I think Spain right now is number 16, even though they do have some talent as well. You know, a lot of guys are going to be on that team. But just looking at the way it is, and right now the way that's going as far as who should win it: Pablo Sandoval, Miguel Cabrera, Asdrubal Cabrera, Elvis Andrus. There's just a wealth of talent on this Venezuela team, and I will be very surprised, as I reckon a lot of other people will be, if they do not advance out of Pool C into the I guess you can call it Final Four of the World Baseball Classic coming out of that pool. So I've given you my predictions as far as the first 3 pools are concerned. I got Japan coming out of Pool A. I got Korea coming out of Pool B. I got Venezuela coming out of Pool C, and now we move on to Pool D, which features the United States, Mexico, Italy, and Canada. Now, right now, the USA, they're ranked number two in the world, and they did get to the semifinals in the 2009 World Baseball Classic, and right now you have to look at them as the favorites to get out of that pool, out of Pool D. Joe Torre is their manager this year, and of course he's basically the second to Bud Selig as far as Major League Baseball executives, but the United States is a pretty stacked squad as well. I mean, Brandon Phillips, Jimmy Rollins, Mark Teixeira, David Wright, Ben Zobrist, Adam Jones, Giancarlo Stanton, Shane Victorino, a.k.a. the Flying Hawaiian, and also the pitching staff and everybody that's on that team, R.A. Dickey, Gio Gonzalez, Ryan Vogelsong, everybody that's on that team. The United States definitely looks stacked, as they had the last couple of times, especially in that 2009. Now, it has not produced a victory in the World Baseball Classic yet. As far as winning the whole thing is concerned, it's certainly a great chance for the United States to do that. Mexico right now is ranked number 11. I mean, Giovanni Gallardo of the Milwaukee Brewers, he's on this team. Sergio Romo is on the team. Still, they got Adrian Gonzalez for Mexico. And you think, as far as Canada is concerned, you expect one of the guys that will be lacing up the boots and putting on the uniform for Canada would be Joey Votto, and he is indeed on that team. In fact, the Canadian team, even though right now they're actually ranked 6th, and they have Major League talent as well, because of the fact that Major League Baseball has such a presence in Canada. Look at what Canada has on this team: Joey Votto, Pete Orr, Justin Morneau, Brett Lawrie, and everybody that's on there. Canada and Mexico, they're, especially Canada, they're likely to give the United States a huge run for their money. But right now, the way it is looking, the way it's shaping up, I'm still picking right now the United States to emerge from Pool D and advance, I guess you could say, into that Final Four after pool play ends. But you just never know how these things turn out. I mean, who would have called back in 2009 that Dominican Republic would be defeated by what was known back then as a rather unknown Netherlands team. I mean, not too many people predicted that upset, so there's going to be somebody who's going to upset somebody. It's just a matter of where that upset will come from. So right now I got Japan, Korea, Venezuela, and the United States. And right now, as far as who I think will win the entire World Baseball Classic, call me a little bit biased because I'm telling this, I guess you can say, from a bit of an American point of view. But right now, I am predicting the United States, not Japan, but I'm predicting the United States to win the whole thing. The World Baseball Classic in 2013 will be won by the Stars and Stripes. Japan, no three-peat for you. That's just a prediction coming from this guy. But is it a prediction coming from you? Rate, comment, react, reply, add, and subscribe. Again, all of the games will be seen on the MLB Network as they are the American broadcaster of every single game that will be taking place for the World Baseball Classic. As far as what we have in store for the Real Sports Talk, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to try to do my best to try and do a recap video every single night as the World Baseball Classic unfolds over the next 2.5 weeks throughout March. Should be something to watch, should be something to enjoy. So rate, comment, react, reply, add, and subscribe. The first set of games that will be taking place will be on Saturday, March the 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Actually not at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Actually, we'll be at 5 a.m. Eastern Time because of it's in Fukuoka, Japan. So it's kind of confusing for the time differences and everything. But it's going to kick off on March the 2nd on Saturday with Japan going up against Brazil. So rate, comment, react, reply, add, and subscribe. Once again, look forward to reading your comments as always. I'm just one guy talking about the World Baseball Classic. Who you think is going to win, and is there too much of a scheduling conflict with the spring training? Should it be rescheduled? Who knows? That's just your opinion. I should ask. So once again, Akeem Balaam for the Real Sports Talk for the World Baseball Classic coverage. See y'alls on the internet somewhere.